What's up, guys? You ready for a long video? Alright? Because if not, then click. No, don't actually click on this video. In fact, you should actually watch the whole entire video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you already haven't, and make sure you share this video with everyone you know and tell them to do the same thing for infinite good luck for the rest of. Alright, let's get into it. This one's called Home Invasion True Horror Anime. Or, not true.
It was a cold, foggy evening when I contacted a close friend of mine to stay at my place for the
1983.
night. Both of us were only 10 years old at the time,
10
and my
years
parents
old.
were often at work until midnight,
What's
so I
up?
was usually alone with nothing to do
Oh, okay.
except watching a television show or reading a book. My friend Alex had agreed to come over and brought a game of Monopoly to pass some of the time. I also asked
Monopoly.
if he was interested in going to explore an
Monopoly.
abandoned subway station 3 miles away. He seemed excited at first, so we planned to go on the trip in the morning. I remembered that the subway
I
dated
thought
back
they
to
said
the
it was already
mid-1920s and
morning.
became abandoned
I don't
in
know, I
1932
kinda
after the
zoned
market
out a
crash
bit.
in 1929. I was very
As a-
fascinated about its history, but never got the chance to go inside after my parents had warned me not to enter. As I quietly
Don't
slept
enter
in
or
my
you will
bed,
die.
I heard what sounded like a gunshot coming from the forest behind the
What
house.
kind of gun makes that
Both
sound?
of us woke up, frightened after what we had heard, and I told
I
my friend not to
fired guns
worry,
in
as
real
hunters
life.
tend to
None
go
of
into
them
the
sound
forest
like
on
that.
frequent
I guess a
occasions,
BB
but when
gun
I
kind
checked
of
the
sounds like
time, it
that.
was 11:39 p.m.
Well, like, it just
This
depends
seemed
what you're
very
shooting at.
unusual, as hunters only came into the forest between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. I looked at Alex and decided to get out of my bed, intending to look through the window and spot for anyone in the forest. The darkness clouded my vision, so I was unable to see anyone in the forest. I turned around and looked at Alex again, when suddenly I heard the front door squeak open. Chills went down my spine. Both of us quietly moved to the bathroom.
Yeah, so here's a funny story. The other night, right, I was sleeping on the floor with a mattress, obviously. And I had this giant pickle Rick, right, and it was in the corner right next to me, pretty much. And I forgot he was there, right, because sometimes I move around and stuff. And I just hear this dragging noise. It just goes. It was like in the middle of the night, so I couldn't see it all. It was pitch black, and I just stood up, grabbed my phone, grabbed my earphones, grabbed a blanket and a pillow, went down the lounge room, just slept on the couch, and mostly 'cause I was too freaked out. I kind of forgot about it in the morning. I went into my room and I realized it was the pickle Rick. He fell down. It was just dragging along the wall.
Locked the door and kept the light off. It was the only safe place in the house. Both of us were terrified as we desperately tried to keep as calm as we could. We heard footsteps getting louder and louder until they stopped in front of the bathroom door. And then this is when the most terrifying sound forced my heart to almost burst. Both of us screamed as the person chopped the door to pieces. It was pitch black inside the room, making it hard to find the vent, and by the time I spotted the vent, the person behind the door had made a hole big enough for us to see him. The man adorned black leather and was wearing a plague doctor mask. I scurried back to the vent, but it was too
Why is
high
everyone
above the
that
floor
wants
for
to
us
kill
reach it.
someone was
So
from the
Alex told me
internet
to
where
go first
a
because he
black
was the strongest.
a black plague
He lifted me up on his
Dr. Mouse,
shoulders, allowing me to open
whatever
the
they're
vent
called.
and crawl inside.
You know, like those
When I
ones that
looked at
like
the door
look like
again, the
witches and
man had
that.
managed to fit his
That
arm
one
through the
right there.
hole and reached for the lock. I quickly grabbed Alex's hand, but struggled to pull him up into the vent. "Alex!" I shouted,
Who has
and began
a
going after him. I pursued the figure until I was led to the abandoned subway deep within the forest. It was chilly and foggy, meaning that I could only see objects within a range of
where's
5
that
or
light
6
coming from?
yards.
Oh, that's meant to be fog.
Inside the
Okay, I
subway
thought
was
that
a
was a
pool of
light.
freezing cold water. It was so dark that I couldn't see anything. I had to rely on listening to the screams from Alex and track the source. As I slowly walked through the subway, I was now struggling to breathe under the intense stress and fear of the situation. I called,
Alex,
but there was no response. I
Alex, you
continued
peasant.
walking through the water until the exit was no longer visible. I was now experiencing a massive panic attack. I had lost track of Alex, and I had no idea where I was or how to get out. Where are you, Alex?
Why are you asking? Who you asking? On October 19th, 1983, Alex was confirmed dead after he was found inside the ticket office, hanging from the ceiling. Whoa! That got really dark. Wow. Hanging from the ceiling. Wow. His closest friend remains missing. In case you didn't know, that story was obviously fake. But where the hell is it taking us now? Where's it taking us now? Okay, let's go to the next one, which is this one. A college horror story number 2. I think it's it. I'm so sick of this. I tried the game to see if it was if it was actually good. It's nothing like those ads. It's a city builder game.
Arts has been using XP pen products for over a
Oh,
year now.
that's okay. College Horror Story 2. New merch designs event. I had merch once.
Back when I was
The
in
merch
college,
got
me and my
ruined.
best friend Miko heard a rumor that her dormitory was haunted. I didn't encounter anything in the 2 years of staying there, so I was skeptical. I could see why the rumor started.
Oh my
The
god,
door was
I
kinda
remember that guy.
creepy.
That's the guy
Miko
who
was
broke into
convinced
that
it was
one
true.
gym and
One
tried.
day,
Oh no, he didn't
he
break
placed
into
a
it, but then
hot
he
cup
tried
of
to
coffee in the
break
sink and
that
said,
one.
"If this cup
thing.
magically empties itself by the time we get back from school, I'll believe you. Deal. Want to bet on it?" Come on, you won't bet on it because you know you'll lose. When I arrived home, I noticed Miko was asleep. It seemed quite weird as he would normally be playing games or cooking in the kitchen.
Look at his eyes. Oh, when Ansel comes
When I
around, right?
arrived home, I noticed Miko was asleep. It seemed quite weird as he would normally be playing games or...
Look at his eyes. He looks pissed. He looks mad. He looks like he's ready to jump out and just stab him.
kitchen. I put my
O.J.
bag on the
Simpson
table
style.
and noticed the cup in the sink.
Oh, Walmart's plug there.
I said to myself. I started to pour the coffee away when my phone vibrated. Why are you calling me? I thought perhaps he left his phone at school. I answered. Hello? Hey, just eat without me tonight if you're hungry. I'm still at the store getting food supplies for next week. I grabbed some coffee. I noticed we're almost out. Oh, and I tried looking for that green sauce you put in your homemade burgers. No luck, though. But, wait, another checkout just opened. I'll cook tonight. I shouldn't be too long. See ya. I was confused. My eyes darted around the room as I tried to gather my thoughts. That's when I realized something.
Oh my god.
I was too freaked out at this point.
Oh.
No.
Oh my god. My fingers. My fingers are numb now. I don't know what that was. That was painful. Like, it felt like I just got electrocuted. It wasn't that I was scared, it was just, it wasn't that I was scared, it was so random and loud. I'm like, ow, my whole body, it felt like I just got electrocuted again. Oh yeah, funny story. One time I was climbing over an electric fence. I didn't realize it was electric. You know when you like put your legs over something? Yeah, pretty much electrocuted my nuts. It really hurts. Oh, it really hurt. Okay. Yes, I've watched a couple of these, but mostly when they first came out. Creepy neighbor horror story.
This happened in 2009. We would fly from our home state in California to Minnesota to visit my father's family for the summer. I've always enjoyed it there because of the nature and peaceful atmosphere. My father's family lived far from the nearest town, and he only had 2 neighbors. My only friend there was a girl who lived next door. Let's call her Morgan. She's around my age, and me, my sister, and her would always play from sunrise to sunset. One day at around 4 p.m., we were outside playing badminton. My sister hit the birdie too hard, and it landed in the next door neighbor's yard.
What is she?
Morgan
What
said
is
she
she?
had
Super
to go
Saiyan?
inside her house and went
Oh,
together.
what are these things called?
I felt uncomfortable leaving
It's
him,
not
so
Super
I told
Saiyan
my
God.
sister I'll go get it
Or it might
myself.
actually be. So
She
what?
told
You
me
know
not
those
to
guys
do
from
it,
Dragon Ball
just
Z?
wait for Morgan.
She like jumped
While
up
my
and she
sister was
like,
fixing my
oh,
net,
man,
I decided to run and
man,
get it really quick. As I was
and
about to
that now
enter
the
the
birdie's
kitchen,
on.
my sister grabbed
I
me
think
from
that's what they
behind
called
and
it.
began telling me how much of a bad idea it was. That's when an old man came out from behind the house. He picked up the
Hello,
birdie and said,
you want this birdie and some
"Is
free
this
candy?
yours?"
It's in
I said
my
yes
white
and asked if I
van
could
in
have it
my
back.
basement.
He said he had his
The white
grandchildren's old
van's in the
toys
basement.
upstairs and asked if we wanted to have them. Me and my sister were very young at the time, and we thought as he lived so close and he looked like a typical sweet grandfather, what's the worst that could happen? So we agreed and entered through the back door. The
Oh,
first thing I noticed was the
oh,
stench. It smelled of
oh.
decaying and rotting food. I shrugged it off at the time since he was old. Maybe he lived alone. We heard Morgan calling our names, and we politely told the old man that we had to go, and maybe we'd return tomorrow. Morgan saw us through the window and immediately asked what we were doing there. I
Oh my
answered,
God, what are
"This is
you
the old
doing in
man,"
there?
and she cut me off and said that the house was abandoned since she moved there. I
Oh,
thought
who
she
was
was
that
just
old
playing
guy?
around with me and told her to cut it out. She had a blank expression, and that's when I knew that she was serious. We never told anyone because we didn't want to cause any trouble. But now that I'm
Except for
older,
the
I
whole
wonder if
internet.
it was some ghost or creepy old man luring kids into that house. The house got demolished recently, which is why I wanted to share this story.
Who are you emailing? Who are you emailing it to? Oh, what? I almost got out of the page. Oh, that will really annoyed me. Okay. The bridge. Gotta plug that match. Lumhouse doesn't post that much anymore.
So this story takes place when I was about 16 years old. At my school, I played for the volleyball team, and every year we would go to a camp and do volunteer work for this guy. The camp was in the middle of nowhere. When we got to the camp,
This
we immediately
guy.
started to work until 8 p.m. This was around October, so it was already dark at 8. My two friends and I were sitting around the fire, trying to figure out
Yeah, I'm
something
not
we
even
could
gonna
do
try and
so we
figure out if
weren't so
that's right or
bored.
not because
We
that's just
heard
gonna
that there
hurt
was a
my
small
head.
river down the hill from the camp, and we thought we could check it out. The problem is that it was some guy's property, and the owner of the camp told us to not disturb him since the guy was a little strange.
And
We weren't really supposed to,
insane.
but being 16 years old, we loved breaking the rules. We walked about
What?
10 minutes in the camp and finally reached the river. It was bigger than we expected, and there was a large wooden bridge that crossed it. The bridge was about 20 feet long and was big enough to let a truck go over it. My two friends and I decided to go under the bridge and check it out. As we were walking by the shoreline, we saw two headlights off in the distance moving towards the bridge, so we bolted underneath it and hid. We then heard the truck roll over our heads and to the other side. My friends and I chilled there for a while, just talking and throwing rocks in the water. It was about 8:30 at this time, and now it was pretty much pitch black. That's when we started to hear a slow rumble in the distance. The same truck had come back, and this time it was moving much slower. We stayed put under the bridge, stifling our laughter.
Oh.
Eventually, the truck moved over the bridge, but rather than going over to the other side, the truck stopped right on top of us. The only thing you could hear was the rushing water and the hum of the engine. Then, the door of the truck swung open, and out came a loud thump on top of the bridge. Then we heard a loud scream saying, "I know you're out there! I'm gonna find you!" I looked at my friends and they were both shaking in fear.
I'm
This
starting to
must
get
have been the
freaked out
crazy
by this.
property owner, and he seemed pissed that we were on his land.
Kick him in the nuts.
He started screaming and saying he
See,
was gonna
if
hurt
there's
us if he
ever a
finds
crazy
us.
person, right, and they're old, just kick them in the nuts. They will go poof. They will turn into dust. Because anyone that is crazy are either old or addicted to heroin. Which means one kick to the nuts, they'll go poof. Thanos snap poof. You know that bit from Avengers where Thanos goes, and everyone turns into dust. That's what it'll be like. You'll kick him in the nuts and they'll go poof. Like that's the actual sound it makes. Like it goes poof, just into dust. So just do that, and then he won't be feeling so good.
We could see that he had a flashlight and was swinging it around looking for us. We We heard loud thumps as he walked around a little bit, calling out for us, and thank God he never went under the bridge. Eventually, it went silent.
Maybe he
It
did.
sounded as if he went back into his truck.
Wait, so it's kind of like on the area that, like, I'm just assuming the area that it's based in, right? The bridge would be pretty old, which means he'd probably be able to see you through the crack. You idiots. That's probably one of the worst spots because he can see you through the cracks, right? He has so many like advantages on you. You have so many disadvantages against him, right? Like you're just you'd be better off hiding in the tree line, right? Because even if you like caught like you go down the ground and he starts like so pretty much he won't be able to see you because of the darkness, right? And if he starts showing his torch, he won't be able to see you because you'll be low on the ground. So he won't even be up to notice you when he drives off. So yeah.
I was too terrified to move. We sat there for about 10 minutes, and then my one friend, who we'll call Trevor, whispered in my ear, saying that we have to go. I gave him a quick nod, and in slow motion, we moved out from under the bridge. We started to army crawl on the shoreline of the river, and I remember looking behind me to see the top of the bridge. I saw a white Ford F-150. In the driver's seat was the man, staring right at me with a sinister smile, and he even gave me a little wave. At that moment, I
Nope.
screamed and ran. My friend saw me run and took off after me. I could hear screaming from behind us. I took a quick glance behind me and saw that he was chasing after us, and I couldn't quite make out
What?
the object in his hand.
Look. Okay, so he doesn't look. Oh, but he does look like he's addicted to heroin. Look. You see his mouth is bleeding or something. He's got a knife and stuff. And look at his eyes there. You just okay. So yeah, you can kick him in the nuts. He'll go poof.
But it seemed to be a weapon of some sort. We ran into the
Oh,
forest
sorry
and
about
ducked
that.
behind a bush. It was pitch black in the forest, and we couldn't hear a thing. We sat there for a while, just shaking. The man never walked by us, and we never heard him. After we gathered our courage, we got up and walked back to camp, got into our tents, and tried to fall asleep. The next morning, we talked to the camp owner about the man that owned the property of the river. The camp owner said that he didn't know much about the man, but he knows that he has some mental problems and he'd been accused of assault. I am so happy that we were able to escape from underneath the bridge.
So you didn't
I can't
choose
imagine
to
what would
ask
have
him about
happened
him
if he caught us.
before you tried breaking into his property, or I don't know what you guys are trying to do. Okay, we got 3 more stories.
My name is Josh Roberts, and it's been a year since I was abducted. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was walking
Maybe
home
because
from
it
school.
was.
It was about 6
Oh
p.m.
no, he
and there
says
was a
he.
full moon
Did
and
he?
chill in
I
the
have
air.
no idea.
I stepped off the bus, and for the first time, someone else got off with me. I'd never seen this new kid at school before. I could hear footsteps behind me. I took a quick glance and
Yeah,
saw the
look, he's
kid
a heroin
walking
addict.
at a
Kick
brisk
him in the nuts, go
pace.
poof.
I thought he was following me, so I took a left, which wasn't my usual route. I looked around again and saw him take the same left. My heart started pumping and my legs started shaking at the sound of the footsteps as they got louder and faster. I then panicked and started running. I remembered a shortcut in the nearby forest to my neighborhood, so I ran as fast as my legs could carry me.
Hey kid, wait up!
Said a heavy voice from behind me.
Wait. It
I
has
tried
been
my
a year
hardest
since you've
not
been
to stumble on the logs and
abducted.
boulders
How are
in my
you telling
path.
us this
I
story?
could hear the sound
Huh?
of sticks and leaves being broken by some fast,
Ugh.
heavy footsteps. My legs started throbbing
Well,
as
is
the
he actually
adrenaline wore
telling
off,
his other
so I took a
videos
detour
as
towards a
true? Oh,
playground.
okay.
I stopped to catch my breath, looking around for somewhere to hide, then went silent. I was doubtful that I lost him. I took my phone out to call the police when I spotted a local news article. Caution, there is a suspicious man on the loose. He escaped the local prison and assaulted an officer. Beware, he may look like a teen, but he is in his 20s. If you see him, call 911 immediately and lock your door. My mind started
What doors are you
rushing
meant
with
to lock?
thoughts, and I started to panic. All of a sudden, someone started choking me with their arm.
Oh, I
I
hate
tried to
that.
fight back,
I
but
just
it was so
hate that
strong,
noise of running.
I didn't stand a chance. My feelings of
You're
hope
a
and fear as I
quitter.
slowly blacked out. I awoke to find myself in a dark, damp room that looked like a basement. The floor was hard and cold. There were no windows, but there was a staircase and a bathroom. I tried to move, but I was tied up with a thick rope. Yeah, I got him. How much was the deal? 200? Listen, you gotta do a little better than that. Okay, fine. You better bring the right amount, or you'll be tied up like that kid.
You're a
What?
quitter.
He's selling me? The guy sounded mad and anxious with whomever he was talking to. Right after he hung up, he opened the door and walked down the stairs with an evil smile. Let go of me! I exclaimed as he taunted me. My arms started to fall asleep due to the tightness of the rope. He came closer to me and I spat in his face. He looked at me
Lovely.
in sheer rage.
Ugh.
The doorbell rang, followed by a
Ugh.
pounding of the door.
Ugh.
The guy grabbed some tape and shut the trap door and was ring the bell. He slowly backed off, signaling me to be quiet, and ran towards the front door.
Alright, I'll shut up.
I looked around, trying to see what I could use to untie these ropes.
The knife?
I spotted
In your
a
leg?
rusty, sharp edge sticking out of the wall.
All that.
This was my one hope. I successfully got up and tried with all my might to reach it. As I was trying to cut the rope from my hands, I could hear the commotion upstairs getting heated. I managed to free myself from the ropes when I heard the front door slam. The silence was terrifying. I was frozen in fear. Footsteps started coming towards the door. I choked and shuffled back to my original position, arms behind my back, wrists tightly locked together. Now where were we? Said the man.
In your basement, apparently.
Grabbed my ankles and started dragging me when the phone rang. He dropped me instantly and charged upstairs. I wasn't going to lose this opportunity. I untied my feet, grabbed the closest thing to me, and hid behind some boxes. Now where did you go? He said as he stampeded down the stairs. I heard him getting closer to where I was hiding. I bolted up from behind the boxes and saw him checking the bathroom. As he walked out, I struck him over the head with a pole. He stumbled and fell to the floor, crimson red.
What of his eye?
I ran upstairs and out the front door. I stumbled.
So I'd make a reference to what his eye looks like, but honestly, there's just nothing I can really say. It's just, I don't know what it is.
They're still looking for that man.
Jeff the Killer. That's what he looks like right there. Okay. We might be able to fit in one more. You know what? But no. We'll get the last three in another, maybe the next video. So, yeah. I shall see you all in the next video, guys. So, bye-bye.